Hello, today I'm going to show you guys briefly how to use CSS styling in Notepad++. Now when you guys were in your Codecademy tutorial, you had a separate style sheet. There is a way to do that in Notepad++, but I found a way that I like to use because it's a little bit easier. It doesn't require me toggling from one screen to the next. And that would be to just use these style tags here. And I will get to that in a moment, but what you see right now is I just have a simple web page up, or a simple page that I'm making. It is a basic page. I gave it a body background image, and it's a table, and it's going to be a table of some of my favorite movies. Being the dork I am, I decided to go with a bunch of Marvel movies. So I made a table, and it has 1, 2, 3 rows including the title, and you see 1, 2, 3 images in the first screen, and 1, 2, 3 images in the first row, and 1, 2, 3 images in the second row, and that's about it. Looks pretty simple. Sounds like it looks like this pretty solid page. However, when I go to run it, what am I going to see? Well, I see that this image is gigantic, and the images over here are also gigantic, and one down here is smaller comparatively. Now I could go back into my Notepad and give each one individually a style equals height and width. And that would at least solve the issue for that one. So I'll refresh real quick, and you'll see that that one is smaller now. It is 200 by 300, and I could do that for all 6 of them, but as we know, the whole point of using CSS is to avoid redundancy. And you know, I believe in the philosophy of working smart, not hard, so why type something a whole bunch of times if you don't have to? That is the whole purpose of using CSS. So what you can do in order to use CSS in Notepad++, in between the head tag, the open tag and the close tag of your head, you will open up a style tag. You can see that right here, open and close style. In between that, you can just start writing your normal CSS. So for right now, I want to go just image, bracket, height, 300 px. And I found that 300 by 200 is good for those vertical pictures, at least those movie poster kind of pictures. This will always depend if you pick one that is more horizontal or that is wider than it is tall. And now I will close. Control S to save, and let's take a look at it when I refresh the page. Easy. Now that made every single image in here 300 pixels tall and 200 pixels wide. However, this is not a good habit to just give every single image that identifier, and here's why. So let's say we want to quickly add a title or some sort of header image. I want to put Marvel across the top, so I'll put it right here. And I refresh it. So now I've got this image up here, but what's wrong with this image up here? It is the exact same size. I don't want every single picture always to be the same size. So instead, maybe making a class would be a good idea. So I'll make a .title class, and I will make that one, we'll say height would equal, we'll try it, and you'll have to play with it a little bit. I'm going to try 300 px by width of 600. And so now if I give that image a class equals title, save and refresh, you can see that that image is now different. So I find using classes is probably the smartest thing to do, because that way you're not automatically sticking everything into a format. And that's why I was such a stickler, or at least I'm such a fan of classes and IDs. You know, you can do different paragraphs using different styles, different fonts using different styles, but that way you're not locked into one throughout the whole thing. This will work well for your About Me page, particularly because we'll be making changes to your About Me page next marking period, where you will be using an image as a header. And what I've found in the past is that everybody had 200 pixels by 300 pixels because they decided to use CSS and just give all of their images the same size. I recommend using classes. I challenge you guys to start using div tags and start styling them in CSS as well.